Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining me. Tonight, I'm going to take you through my favourite subject of all, which is all about the DNA and the genetics, and why our Ageloc brand is, it's way ahead of other companies, like 30 years ahead in its science. So this is what I'm going to do is just take you through it in a really simple way that you can understand, so you can then just learn these simple steps so you can either talk about it in this way or really understand what we have in our hands when we're talking about this. So we're talking about genetics. So I'm going to go a little bit more into that. But before I do that, I just want to talk to you about the Ageloc brand. So within New Skin, obviously, is the brand. We have different brands within that. And within that, we have something called our Ageloc brand. And you probably will have seen it. Anything that has the Ageloc symbol and name there, Ageloc, which this is a body product. We have it on our devices. We have it in our cleansers. We have it in our new TRMe. Anything, we have it in some of our supplements, skincare, body care, and then we have other brands. But this is specifically talking about our Ageloc brand. So when you see anything which the Ageloc symbol, what I'm going to now explain to you is exactly the science and the results we can achieve from any of these products, and that's how we get the results that we get. So bear with me, I'm going to use my whiteboard. So I'm just going to talk to you to start with about cells and about DNA and about epigenetics, because this is what we're dealing with our Ageloc brand. So you will probably know, you've probably seen a picture of a cell at some point in your life, whether it was at school or other things or on the TV. So we are literally made up of cells. Everything in our body is made up of cells. Within the cells, we have lots of other things going on, and we have like our DNA. Okay, so they found our DNA. So this is when we say we are working at a cellular level. Our ingredients are going into the cell and influencing how our genes or our DNA are working. And that's the bit that I'm going to explain to you now. So most of the other brands, especially if it's just a cosmetic brand, so it's working on the surface, they are only working here to this part of the cell, whereas we are going right in to the DNA and influencing how that's working. So I'm going to take you a little bit more into this part of the cell here now. So as a company, New Skin, I can't remember when, about 20 years ago, I think, quite a long time ago, they bought a company called LifeGen Technologies that had 30 years research on genes. So when we're talking about genes and DNA, just to give you an idea, so our genes or our DNA actually influence how everything through our body works. So LifeGen Technologies did a lot of studies, and there's a lot of studies on twins. So twins have exactly the same DNA. So if one of them committed a crime, I know this sounds a bit drama, if one of them committed a crime and they tested the DNA, they wouldn't know which one had done it, but they have different fingerprints. So twins have been used in studies, not just with our company, but with lots of companies over the years to see how lifestyle, different ingredients, products, how we eat, how we live, how it influences the way we age. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about aging. So we bought LifeGen Technologies. We also bought the 30 years of research, which puts us 30 years ahead of our competitors. That's one thing to remember when you've got companies that are producing products. We have that 30 years ahead of them. So what they identified is, and I'm not going to draw 52, there are 52 genes in the body that are responsible for aging. So I'm not going to draw any more because obviously you kind of get it. So these 52 genes in the body, think of them as being like light switches or switches, okay? So it can be pigmentation, it can be elasticity, it can be collagen, it can be metabolism, energy levels, and all of these different things that influence us in our daily life, in our body, and are responsible for aging. So you've got these are all your genes here. That is this part in the cell here. Now, just above these is a bit just above the gene is a little bit there, and it's called the epigenome. So you will start to hear more about epigenetics. So if anyone starts talking about epigenetics, this is exactly what we're talking about here. I wish so. Go away, thumbs. So what they found through their research that we can influence, and this is through studies with the twins, how we, our drinking, how we live our lifestyle, sleep, exercise, our food, all of these things influence how our genes express themselves, is what it's called. Now, these genes aren't always just all working one way. It's a very finely tuned, getting them right so they're working together to give us the best version of ourselves, the healthiest version of ourselves. So obviously a bad lifestyle can influence these genes to express themselves not in a good way. So we're looking to get all of these genes working in a synergistic way to make us look good on the outside, feel fantastic on the inside, and have the energy of a 30-year-old, basically. So they found, and it isn't, and I've looked at other studies of this, and this isn't just our studies. They found that high quality ingredients can influence how that gene expresses itself. So we're working right to the center of the cell, and this is what we have. So all of our health products that have Ageloc on them are working right to the source of the gene, and they all have high quality ingredients. So say this is for detoxing and for digestion. These are the genes that it's working on. The ingredients in here, this is the genes that they're working on, the 52 genes that are responsible for aging. And it's a very finely tuned cocktail together. So when we talk about Ageloc, this is what we're talking about here. So like I said, the studies that they found were it takes 8 to 10 weeks to reset our genes to act more youthfully. And this is how the name Ageloc came about, because we are locking in the age and we are getting the genes to express themselves more youthfully. So that is a term you will probably hear if you're looking at epigenetics or the DNA. You will hear it outside of the sort of what we talk about. And this is exactly what they're talking about. So it takes 8 to 10 weeks, and I would say 8 to 10 weeks is the golden little time for those genes to start expressing themselves more youthfully, to start to see the results that we get and the results that the company have done their clinical trials on, even if it's outside any clinical trials, you will see usually it's 8 to 10 weeks or more, 8 to 12 weeks they normally talk about. But I definitely feel that the 8 weeks is a golden moment. Just to explain to you why I am absolutely convinced by that. So we have got a product in our body range that I have actually got to the bottom of mine. So I've cut it off. So it's a much bigger tube than this normally. But this is the firming cream. It's the Dermatic, it's called Dermatic Effects, but we call it firming cream. So it is an Ageloc product. So 2 years ago, this absolutely exploded in the UK, the firming cream for the body. You can literally use it anywhere from the neck down. So you will have seen lots of results, including my arm result. So I'm just going to show you here. This is my arm, and can you see the difference? Can everybody see the difference there? So this side, this is the arm that I did. So I was the biggest skeptic. Can a tube actually do this? You know, can you get results that I was seeing on legs and bums and arms? And I was like, I wanted to know for myself. So I decided I was just going to massage it in twice a day. I was just going to keep doing it. Didn't know how long. I was just going to do it and see what happened. Literally, I'm going to show you all I do. And you do need to use a good amount. I think being a little bit tight on it probably doesn't get the results. All I did was literally massage it in twice a day with my arm up because that helps with the lymph. I wish I'd gone lower actually when I did it initially. And that's literally it. I massaged it in. So I massage that into my arm twice a day. And to start with, can you see how much more contoured it is here as well to the other side? You know, it's not just this bit here, this bit here, and it's this contour bit as well. So when I started to see the results, because I got to about 8 weeks and I was thinking, oh, I don't think anything's going to happen. But the skin looked better. It did look a lot better, and it looked a lot, you can actually even see on here, it looks a lot fresher. And I just started to feel it started to look more contoured here. So I was going around literally getting my arm out, asking everybody I could, can you see the difference? Because I couldn't really see it. I was asking loads of people and everyone's going, oh my goodness, look at your arm. Couldn't see it as much myself. And this is what happens when we're managing expectations of our clients, is they can't always see it themselves. So we're not going to get them just to do one arm just to see. So they do need to take their photos. So I did that and my arms literally have gone viral, you know, the results from my arms. But after that, so I probably continued using it. I just literally, once I got the results, once that 8 to 10 weeks and I started to see it, within a couple of weeks, it just went all of it. It just literally changed just like that. But it did take that 8 to 10 weeks. So once I'd actually got the results, I then kind of got a bit lazy. And then I was just doing it once a day. And then this is nearly 2 years later, this. And the results are literally still there. And I'm not going to lie, I've had times when I haven't been as good or I've stopped using it for a good few weeks, 6 weeks or something. And then I've thought, oh, I don't want to lose that. And then I've just gone back to start doing it again. And it just goes like that really quickly. And because of this, you know, just from a tube, you know, I've got beauty background and I never thought you could get results like that. But I know how long it did take. You've got to give it the time. And that's with any of our Ageloc products, I feel. You know, the Lumi Spa quite often we do get results within a few weeks or instantly. We can get instant results, but the long-term results are just incredible. So I'd say this is a little bit more of an instant one. The galvanic facial spa. Again, the gels are Ageloc gels. You know, if you're doing this consistently, the results with this are absolutely mind-blowing. If you do this every 3 days, we are resetting, we're removing lines, the freshness, pigmentation, all of that will start to go. We've got the new body spa, the Well Spa, and it's the ingredients, don't forget. So these are the devices. These speed up the results. So you probably could get quicker results. Haven't tried this on my arm, not going to, because these results are just from a tube, and I want to keep these to show people. But actually, the devices speed up the results. They drive the ingredients in. It's the ingredients in the products that are going down to influencing that cell, whether it's a body product, a gene for, digestion or whatever it is. This is what we're doing. So this is what I wanted just to explain. I hope that's in a simple way that you can actually understand it. So the main thing, I think, when we are talking about results and products and managing expectations is, yes, you're going to see results pretty quickly with this. But if you've got somebody that really wants to work on their arms or on their body anywhere with the Well Spa or even just the firming cream, they need to give it the 8 to 10 weeks. They're going to really start to see some changes, and then it should go pretty quickly because of this. So if you can just get that 52 genes responsible for aging, it's going right to the center of the cell. The ingredients are influencing that gene to act more youthfully. It's scientifically proven that we can get results and change our genes after 8 weeks. That is, in a nutshell, how you would talk to somebody or explain it, that we can then get the results that's proven. And it's about being consistent with it as well. So I had a chat with a lady in the week about the TRME. She said she felt so much better. She'd only been doing it for a month, but she'd missed a week, and she wasn't losing any weight, but she did feel better and she did feel slimmer. So I basically explained a little bit about the gene expression and that you need to give it the 8 weeks of being consistent to really start to see the difference. But if you think about it as well, once you've started to reset the genes, that result, look at that result, that's going to be nearly 2 years. And I haven't even been that good with it in the last year. I just think it's incredible, so have complete faith that actually the Ageloc products absolutely work as long as somebody's consistent, and we just need to manage their expectations, keep them on track, because once they've started to reset the genes, it's happy days. So I hope that's helped. I'm just going to stop recording now, but please, anybody at any time, just you can message myself with any questions.